why is this happening? Like, it's like, why is this happening, Lord? This is a lot on me. As in, like, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of embarrassment happening right now. There's a lot of this, and why are you letting this happen? Hey guys, it's your girl Ray and welcome to Reigny, right? So guys, I'm gonna start this song. This song is called Everything For You, and I wrote this song like early last year, and I'm gonna explain what the song is about and then I'm gonna diagnose the lyrics. I'm actually gonna tell you a story. So basically, I was in Ghana. I was coming actually home from Ghana, and basically I was coming home from Ghana. Everybody and their mom knows, like, Ghana is just my favorite place. You know, a country is just like I just love Ghana. It receives me well and I receive it very well. Do you know what I mean? So then when we were coming home from Ghana, I was like, listen, I was like to my girl Nay, listen, let me see if I can get like upgraded to first class or something. So we were at the airport, and then we were doing all the check-in and blah 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 and all that kind of stuff. And I basically went up to the front desk and I said to the guy, like, well, go on, is there space? And I was actually asking him, like, how much is it to upgrade to first class? He goes, let me check for you. And I was like, yeah, come on, like, help a sister out and all of that kind of stuff. And he was there, like, acting like, this dude was fully there, like, yeah, let me check for you, da 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 da, like, acting like he was gonna do something. So my brother was just like,
is he doing something for you?
And I was like, excuse me, peasant, I'll wave to you from first class. So he's speaking to a manager or something. He calls a manager over, and he asked for my ticket, and I'm thinking, your girl's fully gonna get upgraded. Like, the guy at the thing, he takes my ticket and he looks at it and he goes, excuse me, a woman of your size should be getting 2 seats, so we can't let you on unless you buy another seat. And I was like, hold on, I didn't ask for this. I wanted to get upgraded. This wasn't part of the deal. What? Give me my ticket back. And it became some big thing where they were like, he was fully like, no, blah blah blah. Mind you, this has never happened to me. This is not the first time I've flown, period, and it's definitely the first time I've flown to Ghana. So I was thinking, what the hell is going on? So I was standing there like, this is so embarrassing. I can't even believe how embarrassing this is. And then my family's getting rowdy, like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you trying to extort my sister? The manager of the airline comes over and was just like, a woman of her size, blah blah blah. And my family was just like, this is not the first time we've flown. This is not even the first time we've flown with this airline. What are you talking about? This has never been an issue. Why are you trying to extort her for money? All this kind of stuff. And it just became some hoopla. And I think because my family are very protective anyway, it just made it even more dramatic. And I just literally felt like, Lord, swallow me up. This is so embarrassing. Because everyone's sort of shouting. This is in the airport in front of like loads of people. I was so embarrassed. I was like, Lord, this... You know, you're just thinking like, why did I ask that? Because I would have just gone through with no issue. It's literally because I spoke to that dude. It's almost like he wanted to humble me or wanted to do something. Because I was like, yo, even though I was just talking to the guy normally. So then I was just thinking, what the hell is going on? So long story short, the woman was like, you're not getting on the plane. All this drama happened. I ended up going to speak to her and like, listen, this has never happened to me before. Why is all this going? Mind you, I wanted to cry. But I obviously didn't cry because your girl doesn't let people see her cry like that. It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. I ain't about to cry in the middle of the airport, but I literally wanted to cry. But I was like, no. After like going back and forth with the lady, we kicked off, argued, and we ended up getting through. But the woman was so rude, and she was just so like, she spoke to my dad badly, all this nonsense. But we ended up getting free, and we ended up getting compensation later and getting free tickets to fly later on as compensation, even though that is not enough. She held up the plane because of this drama. And then when she finally let us through, I went through the barriers, and when we went downstairs, after all the commotion upstairs, everyone was waiting to board the plane because it was held up anyway. So we were standing there waiting, and then I went over to the woman at the front desk to basically ask her, when are we going to board? And she said, oh, it's soon going to be boarding, blah, blah, blah. And then I said to her, and I spoke to her quietly, and I took her a little bit to the side of the desk, and I just basically said to her, like, when we board the plane, can I get on first? Because I don't want to have to push through people when I go onto the aisle. Because mind you, that commotion's already happened. So insecurity is already seeping in. All this stuff. You know, you just want to hide. You don't want to be any more of a bother. So it's kind of like, I said it to her in a way where it's kind of just like, please, will you let me in first? And then she looked at me and smiled. And she said, no. You know when you're so shocked by a reply? I was so shocked by her reply that I don't even know. I was just so shocked why not only did you have that reply, you smirked before you said that to me. And I remember the first thought that just came into my head was, but I would do anything for you. I don't know why that was my thought in my head, but when she said no, it was like a, but why? I've spoken on my other channel a lot of times how God has spoken to me for a long time in my life about weight and weight loss, and how he's going to do this thing in my life where he's going to change me from the inside out and from the outside in, and how he's really with me throughout my weight loss journey. And so at that time where all of that nonsense happened, I'm thinking, God, you already know that I'm waiting on something that you've promised me my whole life. But then while I'm waiting, you let all this nonsense, just in general life, from when you're younger, you go through things. As an adult, you go through things. Being plus size as well, just general nonsense. But we'll get into that another time. And then this happens just to put the icing on top of the cake. Like, why? Why was that so necessary? That all of that drama had to happen. They said mother and children go first, and my sister and my nephew were able to go forward. So I said to my sister, can I go instead of you? And she was just like, yeah, why? And I said, can I just go? I didn't want to talk about anything, but then they ended up just letting me and my sister go with my nephew. So we went forward, and so I ended up being allowed to go in first, thank God. I'll do anything for you. Careful what you ask me, I will do anything for you. So the song starts off going, I'll do anything for you. Be careful what you ask me, I will do anything for you. So I think that's just self-explanatory, like I said before, in terms of what it means. But I told you before how, like, when she said to me, no, she won't let me through, that was the first thing that came into my head, like, but I'll do anything for you. So I don't know if that was, I believe it was maybe the Holy Spirit speaking through me. But it was literally like, to me, it was a thing where it's like, if it was the other way round, it wouldn't even be a question. I would do that for you. If you ask, because I've always had that kind of mentality when I was younger. It's like, if you come to me just like, I'm not a yes man. Like, I won't say yes to everything. But if you come to me in desperation, like, because I hate that feeling of feeling alone, and I hate people feeling alone, and I hate have you ever had that feeling where you're hanging around a group of people and you stop and you look around and just think like, none of you actually love me. I don't know if you've had that feeling before, where you've just been around a group of people and just thought, none of you love me, or none of you actually care. I've had that quite a few times with like in the past with like even friends that weren't like my true friends. But you know when you just sit there and you think, none of you actually care about my well-being, like at all. And it's that feeling of, I don't like people feeling that way, like I don't care about your well-being, because I do care. So it's like when I said I'll do anything for you, it's literally like there's if you come, the way I came to her is like, how can you turn me down? It's like there's so much that I would do for you that you don't even realize. There's so much things that I would do for people in general. And I know that's how God feels about us. He's like, I would do anything for you. And then obviously it goes, be careful what you ask me, for I will do anything for you. And then and it goes into the beat. But you want to know how many beds are broken, so shy but real outspoken, pure kind to know you won't believe, so scared of you were waiting for me, don't be. So when it says, do you know how many beds are broken, as in is literal, but then there's also not, in the sense that I have literally broken a lot of beds. As in like broken, as in like the bed broke. So it's like but then also I've had a lot of beds, like I've changed beds a lot, so it's like I've slept in a lot of beds. So you know when you break something in, so it's a thing. So basically this is all centered around kind of like my life being, you know, when you, it's so funny because I'm doing this whole video and you know when you realize how exposing of yourself you're being. I'm being so transparent right now, and being vulnerable isn't the best feeling, but I'm doing it in hopes that it's gonna help somebody. But anyway, yeah, so it's like, do you want to know how many beds I've broken? And then it says, so shy but real outspoken. So it's like, when it says shy, it's not that I'm a shy person, but it's like insecurities can make you shy. So it's like when you walk in a room and when you're insecure, because shyness is an insecurity anyway. So it's like, so that's what I mean when I say so shy but real outspoken, because anyone who knows me knows I'm an outspoken person. I say what I feel, I mean what I say. Everyone always talks about Ray's just the most confident girl in the world, and it's like I do have confidence, but then there's sometimes where, like everybody in this world, you have insecurities, and I've had a lot of insecure times. Even though I'm not an insecure person, I've had a lot of insecure times. So that's why it talks about so shy but real outspoken, pure kind to know you won't believe. As in, I am pure in heart, like how I think about people and how I feel about people. That's why when that woman said to me no, and I thought, but I would do anything for you, it's like, because that's how I really feel about people. And then it kind of like digresses, and it says, so scared that you were waiting for me, don't be. And that bit is, I'm actually talking to God, and I'm saying to him, like, all these times that you've promised me you're going to transform me, and all the promises that you've given me, it was like I always used to be scared that this whole time in my life that I've been waiting for the promises of God, he was actually waiting on me. So even though I know that's not the case, because God will never leave you just thinking that that is all your, like, without telling you, do you know what I mean? God will never just make you wait for something thinking like, oh, I was waiting for you, do you know what I mean? But that's what I was saying. It's like I was so scared that this whole time, while I've been waiting on you, you've actually been waiting on me, so I've just been wasting all this time. And then I'm saying don't be, as in don't wait for me, because please don't be waiting for me, because I can't do it. That's why I'm waiting on you, because I can't do it. And then it goes back into, I'll do anything for you. You, my, anything for you. And then the second verse is, summer's waiting, summer's learning from the winter time, pure patience. Not every day the sun's gonna give at times. So that bit is like, summer is just always fast paced, moving, like fun, and just everything is just like fun, motive, this, that, and it's like saying, so I'm saying that summer is learning from the winter time, because especially in England, we don't, even when it's summer, it's not always sunny. So it's like saying it's learning from winter time to just be patient, because not every day you're going to have sun, and that's in life as well. Not every day you're going to have a good day. So it's like you're learning that in life, you're just learning that not every day is going to be a good day, but you just have to be patient and wait on God, blah blah blah. And footprints were made from steps you're making. Footprints weren't made from steps that you're taking, but mama's planted seeds from baby cries. So it's basically saying that every progression that you've made isn't from you. Like every time, because loads of people believe in this world, like everybody thinks they're self-made. You're not self-made. People don't understand how much God has God's grace is so much on people, in terms of like, I've only made it to the place that I am, even in growth in me, is because of God, and all the prayers that my mum have made, all my grandma, my mum have made prayers for me from back in the day. So there's so many people praying for you to get to the point that you're in now. So it's like all the prayers that my grandma's made upon me, all the prayers of my mum or my great grandma, my father, and all this stuff is where I am today, because of all their prayers. Or God will always, like, because especially like sometimes when you speak in tongues as well, it's like you don't know what you're praying about, but it's the Holy Spirit that prays through you. And sometimes you could be praying for someone in Guatemala that you've never even known about, but that's what I'm saying, everyone is always getting prayed for, and that's the love of God. And I was just, oh, I'm gonna have to change the key here, guys, that's too high. And I was just wishing you soothe my heart with smiles and fake weird owls. Pains are caused to heal the soft, and I was paid with more than what was lost. Seems like we know that going through pain, people always like saying, oh, going through pain makes you stronger, but it's like, it's true, but under God it's not just true, it's actually builds you up. Because in the world, when you go through pain, you're not getting strong. Not all the time you're getting stronger, because people feel like because you build up this wall, in fact you're getting more broken, and you're just becoming more numb, where with God he actually heals it. Do you know what I mean? So pain is the cost to heal the soft. So yeah, when you go through pain, and you learn to trust God, it's through trials that your faith gets built up. And then it goes, I was paying with more than what was lost. You know what's funny? I haven't worked out what I believe I meant by that. It's funny because I'll write songs and not even know what I meant, but I feel maybe that I was saying like, I was paying as in like what the growth that I'm getting, the growth that I'm going through, which is the pain, is going to be worth more, or it is worth more than what I'm leaving behind, if you understand. So yeah, I think that's what I mean. And then the last bit, which is my favourite bit, I don't know why, it just really touches my heart. But it goes, anything means everything, so what I say the last, and I'll do it with no backing from each side. That last verse, I'm actually speaking to God, and I'm saying to him, when I say I'll do anything for you, I actually mean it. It's not just something that I'm saying to sound pretty. It's like, you are literally my everything. And even the pain I'm going through, I know it's because you're bringing me to a place of restoration and just cleansing. And I've always said to suffer for, well, my mum's always said, and I get it from her, and I've always said it as well, but in this life you're going to suffer, but to suffer for God is life-saving and amazing. And the Bible always says that his yoke is easy and his burden is light. And it's like the world's issues are so much harder, but in God, like, even the pain is peace. It's like you'll go through pain, but it's always finished by peace, because things that we go through, or things that I have gone through in my life, always ends up being like, God, thank you. Because where I am now, where in the world, sometimes it breaks people before they can even make it. Like, people die, kill themselves through all this rubbish because they don't have the purpose with their pain. So when I say to God, when I say to him, everything means everything, is because I genuinely mean I will do everything for you because of what you've done for me. So it goes, everything means everything, and what I say to last, because when I say it, I mean it forever, and I'll do it with no backing from each side. So I'll do it even if nobody is with me. I'll do it even if nobody agrees with me. I'll do it even if I'm alone. Everything means everything, so what I say the last, and I'll do it with no backing from each side. Because you've done it once before, and you never asked for more, and your silence wasn't absence or ignore. So, because he's done it once before. So it's like, I'll do everything for you because you've done it for me once before, when you died for me on the cross. And when you die for me on the cross, you don't ask anything from me. God asks nothing from you except you. That's why God is so incredible and he's so loving, because other people, in this world, you don't get by without giving something. Everybody wants something for something else. Oh, I'll do you a favor if you do me a favor. In other religions, it's like they sacrifice a lot. It'll be like, oh, I'm giving up this for you, I'm giving up. God doesn't ask you to do that. He doesn't ask you to do that. Jesus doesn't ask you to do that. He doesn't tell you to give up stuff. That's why when God talks, when people be like, oh, I've given up sex for God. Oh, I've given up, like, smoking for God. I've given up, clubbing for God. He didn't ask you to do that. Because he wants you. It's God who does the changing inside of you that you won't even want to do those things. It won't be like I'm giving it up. It'll be, I don't want it because I don't need it. And that's why I love God, and he's the only one that does that. So yes, I will do that for you. And you never ask for anything back. You don't ask for anything from me. God doesn't ask me for anything except for me to just know him, to build a relationship with him. And what does that cost me? Except it saves my life, and it makes my life worth living, and it makes my life amazing, and it makes your life rewarding and of purpose. Cause you've done it once before, and you never asked for more, and your silence was an absence or ignore. As Christians, we all know that sometimes you go through periods in your life where God just seemed like he's not around you and you don't feel his presence, and it's not because he's not there, it's not because he's ignoring you, and it's not because he's absent. He's just silent, but he's always with you and he's always protecting you, and he's with you through that time, but it's all because of your growth and it's all because of your faith to be built. And it reminds me of, every time I hear that line, it actually reminds me of when Jesus was on the cross and Jesus was like, why have you forsaken me? And he just didn't feel God around him, but God was there. And God was like, my silence wasn't absence or ignore, like. And then it goes on to say, he did everything for me. Oh, he did everything for me. Oh, everything he did for me. So yeah, it's self-explanatory. He did everything for me. And it was all for me. The pain, even the pain I went through, he was with me, and it was all for me. The growth, the good, the bad, it was all for me. He died for me. It was for me. All of it was for me. That's love. Real love. Sacrificial love. Kindness. All of that. So guys, that is everything for you. I hope you liked it. I hope you understood it. I hope it blessed you in some way, and I'll see you on my next video where we'll talk about another song. We'll dive into another song. Thank you guys for being with Reigny Writes. Please subscribe, please tell a friend, and I'll see you next time, family. Bye guys, love you. I'll do anything for you. Careful what you ask me, I will do anything